It's not just it's simple untangling.
The only way to get it is to unplug it all.
Maybe. At least this way.
When these dads meet world, watching Boy Meets World. We grew up on the show, now we have kids and host a podcast. We watch each episode and then share our thoughts and grades. When these dads meet world.
They want you to take the roles. I'm sorry. The whole time it's been grades?
Yes, the whole time it's been grades.
I thought it was praise.
No, it's been grades.
I legit, every time we go through it, the first, when we get there, I always go, our praise, when these dads meet world.
Nope, it's grades.
We only had that theme song for like
2 years.
4 seasons. 6 seasons in a movie.
Oh, welcome in, good-looking people. We are learning new things still here in the series finale.
Apparently.
Oh, yes. This is the benefit of when we record together in person.
Yeah. Well, roughly, it's been about 2 years. So.
Yeah. How are you, Tyler, other than learning new things?
I'm good. I've learned new things. Happy to have you in my Capasa? Mojo Dojo. That's what I'm going to go with.
All right, Mojo Dojo.
No? How does Ken say it? Oh my gosh. I'm going to get roasted now. Anyway, welcome to my home, Brett. It's very nice to have you here.
I feel very welcome.
And this is one of my recording studios. It's my living room. So why not confirm it to being a real studio for us today?
Oh, yes. We made it a studio for sure.
Yes. And we may have some special guests known as Binksy, Buddy, Little Kitty, and Smokey. But we'll see when they come aboard.
Oh, yes. I'm sure they will.
Yes. How are you? You had to get here, so...
I'm good. It's about a 2.5-hour drive. Very uneventful. Little rain, little construction, but... Other than that, not too bad. I'm on vacation this week. Dipsaluscious vacation for you Family Guy fans.
I'm not.
Old school Family Guy. That was like season 2. Season 3.
You know what's sad about that? People who watched the show originally when it first came out, they're now older than Peter Griffin would have been when the show started.
Yeah, probably.
Well, before we get started, I know you're hosting this episode because we're technically doing the odd or an even number episode today. But since you're here, we're together doing this. I thought it's time, Brett, for us to do something that we've been meaning to do since the beginning of the show.
All right.
Will you share my Pop-Tart?
I will share your Pop-Tart.
Now, I have a frozen one and a non-frozen. Which would you prefer?
I'll go non-frozen.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
It's just with the amount of takes and a lot of times that you had to edit out my first phone. I thought we should go ahead and break bread with chocolate Pop-Tarts and toast to this occasion. So...
To this occasion, to the series finale.
To the series finale, and hopefully we don't cry.
All right. Chocolatey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's not getting edited out.
I'm fine with that. This is what it's supposed to be. This is a moment for us. I had mentioned to Henry, I was like, oh yeah, Brett's going to come. He was like, why? I'm like, he just is. We're going to do a thing. It's fine. I think he's thinking like, well, I'm not going to be here, so why would he be coming?
Sorry, Henry.
Yeah. Sorry. Someday you'll hear this and you'll know why.
Yes. Someday. When you're old enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about we hop right in?
I think we should do it.
All right. Well, good-looking people, we are here at the end, part 1 of our series finale, episode 22, Brave New World, part 1. Wherein Topanga gets a new job in New York and Corey fears having to leave Philadelphia. This episode was written by Matthew Nelson. This is his last of 21 episodes he wrote over the course of the series. Directed by Jeff McCracken. It's his last of 51 episodes he directed. Originally aired May 5th, 2000, only 1 week after our last episode. Currently enjoys an IMDb rating of 8.6. That's nearly a full point higher than the last episode. Mm-hmm. And our Nielsen numbers, 10.02 million. Our last episode only pulled in 6.52. Now, for context, we started the season at 9.0. Mm-hmm. This is the 5th highest rated episode of the season.
The first one being the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, the first one was the wedding. Second was, I'm trying to remember, either the honeymoon or They're Killing Us. It was one of those two.
That makes sense.
I think it was probably the honeymoon.
Probably. Got people back on board a little bit, and then it went by the wayside.
Yeah, then it started to slide back down.
I don't think this show ever recovered from What a Drag.
No, it really didn't. It just kept going down.
Yeah. So that is a drag.
It is a drag.
Well, and also to confirm, because I didn't look it up beforehand, is it the same people for this part of the episode compared to the next episode?
It will be the same creatives behind the camera. The ratings will be a little different, though.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that.
Yeah. But it will be the same creatives, yes.
Well, okay, but back in this time period, people would maybe not be able to hit a certain time period, but they would be able to get home for that last little bit. That kind of makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
The 2000s, man, it was weird.
It was the wild, wild west, man. Well, we get right into a clip show when it comes to the series finale.
We do.
Now, typically, I'm not a big fan of clip shows. I will say this. The series finale does better than most when it comes to a clip show.
Yes.
It does not do the typical clip show packages for the most part.
Right.
There are a couple that are pretty stock clip packages, mostly in the second half.
Yep.
But here in the first half, they're woven in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, normally the standard at this time was they'd be like at a counselor's office going through this one time, and then it would show the whole 2 to 3 minute scene.
Yeah. And
then it'd come back and be like, don't you see how weird this is? I don't know, this is our life.
Yeah, they're usually showcased as memories that we're seeing rather than being told about, which is good, mm-hmm. But they were always used as for budgetary reasons, right. And because it was a different time in TV where you weren't always catching the show in reruns, and you weren't in a streaming model where people could binge, and box sets on DVD were just coming out at mm-hmm. the time. It was still a relatively new format for people to catch on to.
Yeah.
But I will say, even though I'm not a fan, especially this first half, does a lot better job of weaving them in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah. Well, it sets what is the foundation for the decisions that are being made right now. So they do an excellent job of setting up of why they're doing this going back, and I'm assuming for those who were watching it at the time, again, I was a child, so I don't fully remember my whole thought process was, but I'm assuming it was a joy to be like, oh my gosh, I remember this moment, and oh my gosh, that was so funny, or I never saw that, I'll have to see that at some point, and...
Yeah, for a lot of people, it was, I forgot that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although I'm a little upset that at no point did they have Sean in the mailbox explosion.
Yeah, that was pretty big. We should have had that in there somewhere.
We should have. It's almost like he should have his own moment with the Matthewses as he was leaving, but...
Yeah, you've only got so much time, unfortunately.
Only so much time. Only so many clips we got to get to.
Yeah. And he can only have one poignant moment, unfortunately.
That is the standard of this show, and we've come to just accept it upsettedly.
Well, anyway, let's get into this part of the series finale.
Yes.
We're in the apartment where the guys are just kind of talking about what's going on with the future. Jack's kind of hinting Peace Corps may be an option, might be a plan. Corey and Sean are talking about Topanga, and Corey doesn't want her to take the internship. Topanga may turn it down, and Sean is telling Corey that he's deluding himself. And Topanga actually comes in and says she's going to turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey is, of course, it was very, very quick into the episode, setting everything up. She leaves. Corey is, of course, overjoyed. Sean is flat out telling him, you know that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey states, for now, will you please join me in fooling myself? And we get some dancing, and I believe some more clips of them dancing together all the way back to their special dance before joining high school / middle school.
High school!
Yeah, high school. Which, interestingly enough, my kids are both in the same school building now. They call it a middle high school, but it is 6th through 12th grade on the same campus in the same building.
Yep. Yeah, and this is the thing I do like about this. Is that it's immediately showing that the two of them have no problem being ridiculous with each other. It's a reminder of this is the stable of their relationship. Of they get excited together, they're joyful together, they express emotion to one another, and they fool each other into believing everything is fine.
Mm-hmm. Sean over the years has gotten a lot more reserved, though. He only kind of does this little half-hearted jig.
Yeah, I did notice that. He's not really putting his whole heart and soul into it like he would have as a young child.
We go there, from there to the backyard, well, the Matthews backyard. I believe the side yard. Did we ever really debate that too deeply?
We did, kind of, but not really. It's always referred to as the backyard. We just kind of accepted it.
Yeah, either way, they're at Feeney's fence. Eric is giving the Feeney call.
Mm-hmm. And then we get, this is the clip that everyone knows, and it's so funny that it is in this episode. Like, in my understanding was always that someone went and clipped it like themselves. And no, they just took from the end this episode and used that. And it's like, huh.
Yes, this is one of my favorite clip packages is the Feeney call. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It is.
And Feeney comes out, informs him he's not calling a duck. But Eric gets him to admit that he loves the Feeney call.
Yeah.
And you can see it evolve over time, just from Mr. Feeney to Feeney.
Yep.
Feeney, ow! Ow!
So are you gonna do the whole thing?
No, not the whole
thing. Okay, good. It's getting a little cringy over here.
I cannot do the full thing. Mostly because I'd be merging a couple of them together.
Well, and I think this is a good moment, too, for us to address the fact that these young people, these young adults, are technically going off into the world themselves as actors. And so you can feel the tension in each scene they have together of they feel this importance of everything they're saying to one another. Mm-hmm. Like, they know this we're at the end. Like, there is no what's next. It's this is the last chance you got. You know, yeah. Hey, we're at the fence line. What advice do you have from the fence line? You always have something good to say at the fence. Let me hear it.
Yeah, a big part of why Boy Meets World ended with season 7 was that Ben and Ryder had been accepted to colleges.
Yeah.
For those of you good-looking people who didn't know that, there's your trivia factoid for the day.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember which colleges off the top of my head, but
didn't Ben actually go to Stanford?
I believe that's one of them, so that's probably the one he went to.
Yeah. I don't know. I may be mixing the show with it. Real life, it's hard to tell. Where does Ben begin and Corey start, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. It's Ben's sandwich.
Yes. Well, you know his brother, Fred Sandwich?
Yeah. Well, after giving Mr. Feeney this rather ingenious doll.
Yes, creepy. Creepy is the
A
word.
little creepy.
Creepy. I'm happy there's no creepy doll exchanged here.
Yeah, I don't have one for you. Eric wants Mr. Feeney to give Corey the usual at the fence.
Yeah.
And Corey hops up with a nice little look back at one of the first Corey hop into the fences.
Hey, Mr. Feeney.
How you do? And Mr. Feeney brings back the geranium that Corey had first given to Mr. Feeney when he was in the hospital way back in season 1.
Yeah.
That Mr. Feeney had brought out into the yard because it had gotten too big for the pot that it was in his house, and uses that as a metaphor for Topanga needing to grow beyond where she has been. And it's a beautiful metaphor.
It is.
And Corey gets it and takes that with him.
But it's so appreciative that Feeney is not bashing his head over with the metaphor. It's just, here is what this plant needs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going, well, what about Topanga? And he goes, this is what this plant needs. And Corey's like, oh.
Yeah. And he does bring up Topanga a little bit. Topanga was always successful in whatever she did here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Corey that brings it back to the geranium. You can see that he's clicking with Mr. Feeney. This last lesson is really resonating with him because he says, like that geranium.
Yeah.
And Mr. Feeney reveals to Corey for the first time that Topanga came and talked to Mr. Feeney in his office before she decided about going to Yale or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, isn't that fascinating that the context of that conversation, we thought they had it, but it kind of reveals there's something deeper in the whole thing that Feeney's kind of just been sitting on of what does he understand this interaction to mean?
Yep.
And what he realized was that they really didn't have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Yeah, but ultimately, if Mr. Feeney left that flower there, it would have stopped growing, just like Topanga in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Philadelphia is a big community. She could have grown and done really well in Philadelphia.
She could have, yes. I mean, she could have, she would have, but this is an opportunity to stretch and grow in ways that she would not have in Philadelphia, right. I'm sure.
Well, and I guess this is the good point, though, too, where we've talked about this a lot, of where in Philadelphia is all this happening? Because if their thought is that they're only going to stick around, say, a 20-mile radius, and that's the only further they'll go. Like, they'll never go to the downtown, be a part of the heart and soul of Philadelphia, then it makes sense for them to go to New York, where, no matter where you go in New York, there's problems, there's issues that someone like Topanga could help and make a better place. So,
yeah. Plus, it's a very prestigious law firm.
Apparently, yes.
Not one I've ever heard of.
No, but they probably couldn't use a real one.
So this rather swiftly moving episode moves on to Act 3.
Yes.
We're only halfway through the episode.
Yes.
And we get to Corey and Topanga's apartment, where Corey is talking to Topanga about not failing and staying safe in Philadelphia. And you can see this is a very, very good conversation that they're having together. We see communication between the two of them like we don't typically.
It's only
get to
taken
see.
7 seasons.
We see communication between them here in the heart of the episode that we usually have to wait until the last 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's good stuff. Corey is giving some very good, solid advice that he just got from Feeney. And we get a montage flashback to the ups and downs of their relationship. And this is one of those packages that does go on too long.
Yes, this is probably the longest package. But in fairness, they're essentially telling the story of their love story all right here, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you want to tell their story, the whole story, I understand. It does go on long.
It does. This is probably the only time where it feels like a clip show because it's just one right after another, right after another, right after another. Which again, it's still great moments, still important things that were discussed. Maybe not all of it needed to be there. Do you get the feeling also that there's supposed to be another B-line story happening that we don't get to see because they just ran out of time?
I feel like they probably did clip out a lot of stuff that probably got landed on the cutting room floor in the writers' room because they realized that there was just too much they had crammed in there.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Yeah, because they had to close off a lot of storylines.
They did.
Yeah. And I mean, on a technical note, I feel like they could have done a little better job with some of those music cues.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's just my own preference, my own technical note to the producers.
That's not something I noticed.
Some of them just they're right there in the middle of the package, and it's swelling music, and it's like it fit in the moment for that episode. It doesn't fit right here in this package.
Yeah.
But anyway. But we get back into the apartment, and Topanga, Corey is informing Topanga with her concerns about failing, that if she fails, he'll love her even more. I mean, this is him stepping up and being a good husband, letting her know, yes. I mean, he's not gaslighting her that everything's going to be all right. He's letting her know that it's possible. Failure is an option. But if it happens, my love for you is not tied to your success.
Yeah. I do like that Corey almost plays like a reverse psychology and says, well, I want to go to New York because I want to grow, and if I stay here, I won't grow.
You're hampering my growth. You're hindering me. It's all about me.
Yes. But I think she gets the point of,
yeah,
if there actually was an opportunity for Corey, she would go because she loves him enough. So he's saying, I love you enough to go.
Yep.
And one could make an argument that they could have made Yale work, including Corey potentially going towards that community and living around there.
There are other schools in New England.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember where Yale is.
I don't remember exactly where it is geographically, but I know it's up there.
I know Yale and Harvard are way closer than I always realized them being.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Corey would have made these things work.
He would have. And it's a very quick out, and we get a very rare Act 4.
Yes. And that's why I'm always like, I wonder if this whole stuff here was supposed to be at the start of the next episode, but then they realized there's too much happening, too much is going on. Let's just get into the kitchen soon.
A big part of this is because it was originally aired as an hour-long episode. Right. And this is why we get all of this crammed into this first half, because they didn't have to write for a 20 to 20 minute episode. Right. They were able to write for an hour-long episode.
Yeah. Which, if the show would have practiced more of doing two-parter episodes, they would have had no problem.
Yes, they would have. Or wouldn't have. But we get the Matthews kitchen for one last time.
We do. And does it make you a little sad that we only have the Matthews kitchen in the backyard? They don't have the walking through the empty house scene?
Yeah, a little bit.
There was a classic moment for all 90s shows of you walk into the empty house and nothing there.
Yeah, I kind of look at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's finale and I'm like, yeah, I feel like Corey could have walked through the living room one last time, walked through his old bedroom one last time. It's probably Joshua's nursery now. Well, not his nursery anymore.
No,
but we'll get into that next week.
That's why we have theories. We have theories, Brett. Many theories.
Many theories next week. But Alan and Amy are kind of wigging out.
Yeah.
Until Eric reveals he's going with them, and then Amy's happy. Yeah,
it's almost like...
That was my chair.
Oh, okay. I was like, either dog farted or chair. It's...
I don't know if the microphone would pick that up.
I have no idea.
We'll find out.
It's almost like the dream they had for Corey and Eric is being fulfilled. They're saying, we're going to New York. And Eric's saying, I'm going with them. They're like, okay, good. They'll have each other going out into the world together. Mm-hmm. Which is really a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you're going to make 4 people in one apartment work, but, that's a whole different show.
I don't know. That's them going full on Friends.
Yeah, we could have had that already, but that's we're past that point of no return.
But this is here in the kitchen where we find out Rachel is officially going into the Peace Corps.
Yes.
Yeah. Which it's been hinted at previously, so this is not out of the blue for her.
No, it's not. But it's like Jack said at the beginning, I'm going to the Peace Corps. Now she's saying, I for sure am going.
Yeah, Rachel going in is what confirms it for him. He's gonna give up the not the apartment. He'll have to give up the apartment. He's gonna give up his stepdad's money, which he was already cut off from.
That's why I'm like, I think there was another storyline that they didn't.
Yeah, there had to have been something else. Either they forgot that, or there was something else in there where his dad was bringing him back on, and that was a possibility.
Right, almost like he was going to get a job, and then he could still have his trust fund or whatever. But yeah, who cares about that storyline?
Yeah, but Eric's glad in New York City. He can be anyone he wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Topanga wants him to be Eric.
Yes.
We get
a
Eric.
nice, sweet moment for the two of them.
Yeah, it's very nice. We get Eric flashbacks, primarily 6 and 7, one from season 4. We get Eric and Jack flashbacks. Corey is going to say goodbye to Sean quickly, but Sean wants to say goodbye for an hour.
We have to say goodbye for an hour.
And we get some Corey and Sean flashbacks.
Yeah.
Including the classic Hunter Matthews. Did you guys know you were fighting?
Yeah, and that's the only moment mentioning of Turner.
Yeah, that's all we get of Turner. We don't even get a package with Sean and Turner together. That was huge for Sean's development.
Yeah.
I know we've got limited time in a 1-hour finale, but I mean...
The only clip of Angela is also when Sean is pushing her against the locker.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, we wrote Angela out one episode previous, and she's gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
At least give a moment where the 4 of them are together.
I mean, her dad gets a full monologue in one of the clips.
Yeah. That's true. Her dad is in it longer than Angela.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this show.
Even in the finale, we're poking holes.
Yeah.
But Topanga informs Sean as she tosses him a duffel packed full of gear. Sean's coming with him.
Yeah. Apparently all his stuff fits into a bag because Sean's poor.
Sean's poor. We get one more joke of Sean's poor. He has a dad and a mom and a house.
A girlfriend.
And a girlfriend.
Which is why I think it's firm that we both are on the same page of they are no longer together.
Yep. Exactly. But and that's everything we've got for this half.
Yeah, and then it's them sitting at the altar going, "Do you really like her?"
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is the first half of the finale. It's setting everything up, and everyone's saying their goodbyes, and we're getting looks into what some of the people are going to be doing, like Rachel and I'm trying to remember. Was it this half or the other half that Jack officially said he did?
It's next episode.
Yeah, it's next episode. Jack.
It's still in the
declares he's
kitchen.
going in. Yeah, it's still in the kitchen.
That's why this is so confusing.
Yeah, it runs together a little bit, but it's next episode. We'll talk about that next episode. Yeah. But yeah, we get a lot of good setup, and it's one of those pretty solid part ones. But we'll talk about that later too. Yeah. So Tyler, do you have any deep dives for us?
Well, hit that music.
People. Am I the only one who read the summer reading list?
So, I don't have deep dives for us. And the reason is most of the episode is playbacks. And it's kind of hard to come up with a list. And I was like, well, I could get like one thing, like Mission Impossible. But I mean, what's the point? I think we've already talked about Mission Impossible.
We may have already done Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I think we've done Mission Impossible. But yeah, I think for this section, I wanted to have a little discussion with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simply a put of the choice that they're making is to go to New York. A, do you think that's a satisfying conclusion for these four characters of we're in this smaller community of Philadelphia and we're going off to the big city? And is there anything else you wish they maybe would have done in this first parter of leading up to the inevitable end?
I do think moving off to a larger community is a satisfying finale for them.
Yeah.
Because even though it's Philadelphia, they are clearly in the suburbs.
Yes.
And moving from little fish into a small pond, or big fish in a small pond, into a little fish in a bigger pond with bigger challenges, more growth opportunities. I do feel that is a very satisfying next step for them, a new phase of life with more challenges, and like I said, more growth opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
For this first half, it would have been nice to maybe trim down some of those packages a little bit and invest a little more in the setup of goodbyes. Maybe give a little bit more time to because we don't get any Sean and Alan time together across the two parts. It would have been nice to have a little Sean and Alan time. It would have been nice to have some reference to Sean and Turner, even though we haven't seen Turner in a couple of years. Just for his development.
Yep.
But other than those couple of moments, and honestly, Amy gets shortchanged.
Yes.
Amy has no across the two episodes. Amy has no flashback montages. She has no real goodbyes.
Yes.
And so, even Morgan gets a flashback.
Yes.
But really, it's the only things that I would fix is I would trim down on some of the flashback packages and focus a little more on the here and now with some of the goodbyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the problem with this two-parter is that it's trying to remind people of what it took to get us here, where it almost feels like it could have been helpful for last episode to be the how did we get here to this point. I guess that's kind of why I go back to there needed to be a 3-part ending of the show of potentially even having the full Sean saying goodbye to Angela is also tied into his relationships with other people and almost having a full Sean episode of what's going to be next for him, and which is why he's trying to figure out, well, maybe I'm done with Philadelphia, maybe I'm ready to leave since Jack's leaving, and Corey, you might be going on too, and Corey not knowing what are you talking about. So it's just yeah, and then of course, knock on wood, we're in 2026. We have watched many of amazing end of shows where the original crew who made the show are also the ones that closed the door on the show as well. Where, I think about Parks and Rec. Every single person, you kind of got a glimpse into what their world is like after the show is done. The Office, they go forward a whole year to indicate of they've had growth, they've had change, and now they're having the special moment, special reason why the film crew is coming back in. Modern Family, they had a multiple big giant hug goodbyes, and each little grouping that were special grouping like had a moment together, and I don't know. From my vantage point, this is still a truly amazing show and an amazing end. The problem is that I don't think the crew realized it became an ensemble, and it wasn't treated as such. It was treated as, well, what was the show originally intended as? It was intended as boy is learning, boy is growing, now boy is man, boy is ready to move on.
Boy Meets World. I get it.
Yeah, Boy Meets World. I get it. So I think like the New Girl had this kind of similar problem where it was supposed to be all focused on the one character. Then they realized, oh, the show is better whenever they can focus on other people, and the New Girl is just kind of her finding her footing in this grouping of people and not always being the focus on. And that's also like, I think this show kind of helped a lot of people to realize, oh, if you get to the point of you went from small family show to ensemble, you have to transition the show and you can't let it stay in that. And that's why I think a lot of times people go, well, Corey's a narcissist. And it's like, well, he's not a narcissist. He's just, the world is still literally through his eyes, even though the show is ready to be more than that. So, I don't know. That is part of the problem overall with the show is, it's all through Corey's eyes, where we needed to see more stories through other people's eyes and allow Corey to just be another character sometimes, be in the background. And we just didn't get that.
No, we did not.
So, but with that said, I love that they showed the Topanga and Corey are truly in love, and that's at the center of the show. Well, that's how the show evolved, was that it became then about this amazing love story, which is fantastic, and also this amazing friendship, which is, again, fantastic. But we lost out on moments with parents, and we did get more Feeney. This is the most Feeney we've had this season. And it's sad that we had to get to the finale for that.
Yeah. It's real Feeney. It's Feeney doling out life advice.
Yes. And also we have Morgan. We haven't had her in a while.
No, we've not had Morgan in quite some time.
So yeah, I think as far as deep dives is concerned, the problem is we know way too many shows that have ended, and it would be a disservice to this show not to discuss it as a whole, of ending a 7-year-long journey, and for the young people that are leaving the show and the young people who watch the show. So those are the deep dives.
Okay. All right. Well then, let's talk about what we learned.
You know anything about the Odyssey?
Huh?
Did I say you could talk?
I didn't teach you that.
My friend Mr. Matthews will lead the discussion.
Do I have to draw you a picture?
Well, let's see. What did I learn? It's a clip show and a finale, so there's not really a whole lot to learn. But I'll go with what Mr. Feeney was teaching, just because it's the most obvious lesson. Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone to grow. It can be very easy to get comfortable, very easy to stay complacent, but life is about growth. It's not about stagnation. It's honestly not about being comfortable. It's about movement forward. So don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zones.
Yeah.
What about you, Ty?
Well, I'll take the same lesson, but I'll take another nugget from it. And
All right.
the point where Feeney says, when I tried to remove it, it resisted. Its roots were strong, and it didn't want to be moved. But I knew it was best for it to move. And when we do really big, hard things and life-change things, there will be hardship and struggle and frustration, and you're going to want to go, well, let's not move. That would be easier. But it's in that you can expand and grow, and the roots can get even stronger.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
I'm right.
No, you're exactly right.
So am I done with my education? Can I go?
can I go?
Yes.
How would you grade this first half of Brave New World?
I mean, the trick. I'm just gonna give it an A+, honestly, and the biggest reason why is even though I have many years of watching other finale shows potentially do the first part better, doing goodbyes better, there's something magical and special about this episode that if you love this show, it fills your heart with joy. The lesson from Feeney is literally one that if I wanted to do a 4-part series of lessons on, it would be so easy to do it. Yeah, the moments that they give in this episode. And also, Corey and Topanga finally communicating. Well, without aggression and, yelling. Just they're holding each other saying, hey, we're scared and let's do this together. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right.
I'll give it an A+.
All right.
Give it a C. I know you want to.
Well, this actually did start as a B.
Okay.
But talking through it, I moved it up to an A-.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I mean, it still has its issues. It still has some clip packages that run on long. It still has some missed opportunities, but it does a lot of good heavy lifting set up for final goodbyes, and it does a very good job of weaving a lot of those clip packages in seamlessly as part of the story rather than as lifting people out of the story.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it an A-.
Very nice. I remember that first time I met you.
Plus, the fact that they completely ignored that Angela ever existed. So
Yeah, I know, but it gave me the feels, Brett. I can't help that.
I know. Well, I owe you a couple of dad jokes before we get on out of here.
You too.
All right. So I don't know if I've told this one before or not.
Probably.
I may have. It's been, 7 seasons. 2 fish are sitting in a tank.
Mm-hmm.
One looks over and says, hey, do you know how to drive this thing?
Very nice.
Whoever came up with the word dentures really missed the opportunity to call them substitutes. I think I'll stop there.
Very nice. These are solid.
Yeah. Well, in that case, good looking people, it's been a blast on this first half of the series finale.
Yeah.
You can always reach us on our social media channels at dadsmeetworld across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter/X, which I have to remember the password to log into again. It logged me out, and I have to remember the password. I wrote it down somewhere. But we're most active on Facebook and Instagram anyway. You can also send us an email at dadsmeetworld@gmail.com. I almost said Geneva. And, if you want to spread the dad love, you can leave a review or a rating wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
That helps us rise in the rankings, and the algorithm will tell more people about us.
Yeah.
So until next time, Tyler, I'll see you good looking.
Back to you, good looking.
How can I learn so much every week and still be so stupid? I am never gonna pee again!
We are the Timmers.
Let me touch something! It's me manifesto. I married a moose. Underpants.
Dads Meet World is a production of Headfirst Studios. Headfirst Studios. Tell your story.